What's that? It's Hippo Balls, week 7, coming to you live from the Hippo Den. It is Hippo himself. I am sorry for last week. I was sick. I'm still kind of sick, but I'm going to push through for you guys. We're starting off with no college football roundup this week. Nobody cares about my college football roundup. I've been told that many times. Cam Ward looks great. Everyone else, you know who won, who didn't win. Starting off with who's dead, we got Liam Payne. Liam Payne of One Direction, which I have no idea who that is, but it seems like he was a big deal. Fell to his death at his hotel room in Argentina. There was guests who said they heard screaming. The hotel called police for drugs and alcohol use and saying that he may be in danger. TMZ put out the phone call. Turns out he was alone in his room and there was a bunch of drugs and alcohol and a bunch of stuff. Just talking to himself, I guess. I don't know. Don't know if he committed suicide or if he just fell off. He was on the 3rd floor. Dead. Liam Payne dead. Next up, we got Ryan Wedding. Ryan Wedding, Canadian snowboarder from the 2002 Olympics, now a fugitive, accused of leading a violent international cocaine trafficking ring. He's accused of orchestrating the shipment of tons of cocaine from Colombia to Mexico to U.S. to Canada. Also accused of ordering multiple killings and working with the Sinaloa cartel. Pretty crazy. For some random white Canadian snowboarder guy. Next up on Who's Dead, we have hard to cancel subscriptions. This is a huge win for everyone. Hard to cancel subscriptions are dead because the U.S. Federal Trade Commission, or the FTC, adopted a click to cancel rule aimed at making it easier for people to end hard to cancel subscriptions. Making signing up and canceling just as easy. That gym that has been giving you problems canceling, or that hypothetical porn site that you've been trying to cancel for some years, now should be much easier to cancel, so that's a win for everyone. Everyone eating ready-to-eat meat. Again, I think I already said this a few weeks ago. It is still a huge issue. 11 more million pounds of ready-to-eat meat recalled due to listeria concerns. And we can thank former President Trump for canceling regulations with the FDA on all of this stuff, leading to tons of listeria and eventually all of us dying from eating ready-to-eat meat. Next on Who's Dead, we have Kmart. Kmart. Last Kmart in America. Kendall, Florida. Miami, Kendall. So go see your local Kmart. Support small business. Next up, we have Yahya Sinwar. I may have butchered his first name, but Sinwar. This guy was the Hamas leader, and he's the one who started October 7th. Huge piece of shit. And he was just killed by the Israeli forces. The IDF hiding like a rat in an apartment. And he fled immediately after October 7th, fleeing in these little tunnels. And you saw they released footage of him and his kids like just fleeing immediately after. His wife has some like really expensive handbag. And he's a piece of shit. Originally, Israel captured him years ago for some other stuff. He was like gouging out people's eyes, and they captured him, found out he had brain cancer, cured his brain cancer, released him, and he repaid them by doing October 7th. He's also been a huge, not proponent, the opposite of proponent. Whatever, he's been very anti-ceasefire, so that could be good that he's dead. He's in an apartment, and they show this drone footage. Pathetic. He's sitting by himself. They capture him like trying to flee the area and get out of, because they knew they're coming. So there's these 3 guys, and one of them's him. And these other 2 guys end up going one way, and he goes another way. Gets into an apartment. They blow up the apartment. He's sitting in a chair. His arm's blown off. And he throws some stick at this drone. And these piece of shit people online are like, oh, what a hero. He fought till the end. He didn't fight till the end. He died like a piece of shit rat. And so now there's a chance of a ceasefire or just completely obliterating them, which they've already done. So fuck Sinwar, fuck Hamas, of course. On to who's back. Who's back? Conspiracy theories are back. Starting off with the hurricanes we had. This was last week. And last week's that I never got done. But last week's, we had hurricanes, and there were some conspiracies about how they are able to manufacture the weather to go over certain areas so they can get the lithium, which is underground, to mine the lithium, because the lithium is what makes the chips, and there's a chip shortage. So they, implying they're Jews, they make the weather to go over this area so people either evacuate or die, so then they can mine the lithium underground. I mean, I have nothing to say that's not true, but I think it's not true. Also, conspiracy theory that's going around now is that Tim Walz had sex with an underage student. I They're not dropping him off the ticket, so I don't know about that either. But that is a conspiracy theory going around. Next, we have Tesla. Tesla's back. Even though I do not love Elon Musk, and I'll get into him more later, Tesla made this cool little, they had like this big show, and they showed that in the future, near future, allegedly, we're going to have robots at our house for like $30K. You're losing money not getting a robot, and it does whatever you want for it, I think. And it can like, it says it can like do your groceries and mow your lawn and like, it can do everything. Definitely going to have a robot. They also released these cool van looking things. Next up, we got Nibby the Beaver. Nibby the Beaver. I've been giving you guys some fun animals, and tell me this is not a fun animal. Look at that. Look at that ham. Look at her. Look at her. I mean, that's a ridiculous photo. Here's more of her. Yeah, she's a cutie patootie. Nibby the Beaver is in a court battle in Massachusetts over her release. She was years ago rescued and taken care of at a wildlife rescue after being abandoned. And they call her a diva for her personality. And people are saying it's time for Nibby to find a mate and build a dam because that's what they do at this age in their life. But rescuers disagree. They're saying her chance of survival, if released, are very low and that she needs humans to help her live. And the governor sided with the rescue, so good for us, good for everyone, good for society. Nibby will continue to be in captivity for our pleasure and hopefully survival. Next up, we have Yankees. The Yankees. First World Series since 2009. The Yankees. Good for them. I think they're going to win it all. Jazz Chisholm and Stanton. Have a day. Next up on Who's Back, we have Musk election interference. I said I would get into more Elon Musk election interference. I don't know if you have been on Twitter like I have, or X like he calls it. But he's just spamming Twitter every day with ridiculous stuff. And of course, he's super duper Trump, but he's like putting out like really, 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 really. He's not saying it, but he's retweeting these really ridiculous conspiracy theories. And he's like, oh, interesting. He also took the America hashtag. This guy had an American account. He just took it from the guy and he posts stuff as himself, but under the America thing. And then he reposts it under his regular account and says, oh, look what America is saying, which is also him. It also turns out that he is now decided to randomly give a person, until Election Day, a random person $1 million a day selected from voters who sign his petition by his super PAC. Josh Shapiro says this is basically paying voters to vote for Trump. It seems fishy. It smells a little bit, but that's Elon. We have a South African guy trying to sway an election. That's America. Next up, we got Trump. Trump's back. Yesterday, he called Kamala a shit vice president and then ranted about Arnold Palmer having a big penis for a while. This was after last week when he, instead of doing a Q&A, he decided to just sway back and forth to 30 minutes of his favorite music. So Trump is back. Who's not back but not dead? FSU. Surprisingly on this list, even though they only have one win and they lost to Duke for the first time ever, and 3 back-to-back plays of turnovers, the first time ever in football history. There's a guy who ate dog shit for FSU. He said he was going to eat the dog shit. The first guy who said he was going to eat the dog shit didn't do that. He disappeared, and he put a curse on the team. This guy said he was going to eat it. He did eat it. It's online. You can see him eat it. So I think the curse is broken. They're going to win out. FSU's back. Who's not back but not dead? The Dolphins. The Dolphins. We got Tua back next week, which is very exciting. I think today we win, but I'll talk more about that. Tua back next week, but there is a report that we didn't hire Mike Tomlin in 2007 because he was too hip-hop, which is the nicest way of saying the N-word. And we hired Cam Cameron instead, and we all know how that went, and it was 20 more years of pain and suffering. So hopefully the Finns turn it around today, and Tua back next week. Love that. Next up, we have being an organ donor, not back but not dead. While it is very nice and kind and virtuous to be an organ donor, may not be the best idea. They always told you in the back of your head, like, you don't want to be an organ donor because you get into an accident and they quickly pull your organs. At least that's what I was told. That's why I'm not an organ donor, because I've already died once and they would have took my organs if I was an organ donor. So I was able to survive. They didn't take my organs. There was a guy who almost got his organs taken, who was from a living guy. He OD'd, but he was visibly crying on the table and thrashing. And one of the doctors said, oh no, that's just aftershock after you die. And a bunch of the other doctors and nurses were like, we're not doing this. And basically, the head of Baptist Health in Kentucky, which was the hospital they were at, says, get another doctor in to do it. So I don't know if they're selling the organs. I don't know what's up, but I don't want to be an organ donor. I'm not telling you not to. It's a nice thing to do. Just saying you're going to get into a minor car accident and they're going to steal your organs. My opinion. Hot take. Next up on Not Back, Not Dead, Victoria's Secret fashion show is back. We all know the days when we were young and becoming a man and watching the Victoria's Secret fashion show was a wonderful time. And it's back, which is good. And not that there's anything wrong with that. There's now transgender models for the first time. So, a lot of good, a lot of so-so. I may not be tuning in this year, but maybe in the future I'll reconsider. Lastly, on Who's Not Back, Not Dead, we have Halloween for people who like cocoa. Or chocolate, I guess, because all of chocolate mostly is cocoa. Cocoa prices are soaring, doubled since the start of the year. So you may see smaller chocolate bars or more non-chocolate treats. Thanks, Biden. Robin is going to be furious. Lastly, the shows. The Penguin. Navid has been asking me to say The Penguin. I was supposed to say it last week. The Penguin, very good, getting super highly rated. Episode 4 got like a 9.8 on IMDb. It's like the highest rated show of all time. Colin Farrell became the Penguin. We all love the Penguin. Batman, supposedly, I haven't watched all of it yet, so I'm just saying this is a good show from what I'm seeing. I have watched episode 1. It was good. But Colin Farrell, great actor, of course. And even if you don't like superheroes and Batman, it's supposed to be a good show. HBO Max, The Penguin. Next up, we have Nobody Wants This. It's about a show with Adam Brody, who was from the OC or some show I didn't watch back in the day, but Robin was very obsessed with Adam Brody being back. And Kristen Bell. Kristen Bell plays this non-Jewish podcaster, and Adam Brody plays this rabbi. And they end up getting together, and there's a whole show. A very funny show, but it's nice and romantic. You watch it with your significant other or by yourself. I liked it. I thought I wasn't going to like it. I thought it was going to be girly. I thought it was going to be stupid. It was not. It was funny. It was good. I liked it. Watch Nobody Wants This. Next up, we got bets. Dolphins. +3 at Colts. I know Tyler Huntley, former Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley, did not play great last game. We got more people back. A-Chain's back. We're hyped about Tua coming back next week. Anthony Richardson's playing, which is better. If Flacco is playing, I'd say don't touch this game. Anthony Richardson's playing. Jonathan Taylor's out. They have a couple people on defense out. Their secondary Swiss cheese. Give me the Dolphins money line and +3 at the Colts. Bengals -5.5 at the Browns. Browns are so bad. Deshaun Watson's so bad. Bengals are getting better. Give me Bengals. Lions +2 at Vikings. I know that Aiden Hutchinson just broke his leg. Doesn't matter. Lions are better than the Vikings. Give me Lions +2 and money line there. Eagles -3 at Giants. Saquon revenge return game. I think the Eagles need to figure it out. They've been playing so-so. Their coach stinks. He's horrible. And he was like fighting with the fans last week. He's a loser. But the Giants are also losers. Neighbors is back. But still, think Eagles have a big game that maybe saves the coach, which is the wrong call at the end of the day. They should fire him. But it'll buy him another season and they'll still fuck it up. 49ers -2 at home versus the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are not very good. They have no offense. They're not giving Mahomes anyone to throw to. 49ers are looking better. Give me the 49ers -2. That's all I have. I'm going to try to get Navid's injury report in now. If not, I'll do it separately. But Navid's injury report coming.